You're watching CarTell.tv and I'm Simone. And today I take a look at the new 2019 Subaru Forester in the 2.5i premium trim.
Apparently, the Subaru Forester is completely new for 2019. I say apparently because it's not that obvious at first sight.
Maybe the designers didn't do much for the new Subaru Forester. Or perhaps there are other reasons why they call it new. Well, as I'm going to show you in this video, yes, it does deserve to be called new.
The overall look of many Subaru vehicles includes chunky pieces of metal, bulging parts and sharp shapes.
They do look reasonably modern, but some of their solutions look like they were designed using Lego bricks.
Or more suitably said, like they were sculpted from stone, giving them a rugged, strong look.
On the other hand, that means that Subarus are very distinctive and instantly recognisable.
Like the Mini, Beetle or large Jaguars. Okay, Jaguars before this last spree of modernisation.
Anyway, back to the Forester, and by that I mean to the back of the Forester.
Because the most distinctive feature that separates the old and the new Foresters is the taillight design.
And yes, you've guessed it, they're still chunky and sharp. Well, they have to match the rest of the car, don't they?
Even though the exterior is very similar to the old one, when you look at the grille, fog lights, surrounds, headlights and,
well, pretty much everything else. The all-new Forester is actually all new.
It's built on a new platform that it shares with the XV and Impreza, and it's longer, offering more space and noticeably better outside visibility, so we know for sure it's not all the same on the styling front. This latest generation has only one engine option. It's a 2.5 litre petrol boxer.
The previous generation did offer a few engine choices, so I'm not sure why we're limited at this stage.
This one is a really recent model, so new engines might come soon.
Still, so far, Subaru hasn't said anything about any possible additions.
This 2.5 litre engine produces 136 kilowatts and 239 newton meters of torque. Officially, it consumes 7.4 litres per 100 kilometres. We saw a bit more during our test, but it was pretty close.
We'll attribute the slight increase in consumption to my heavy foot. Or maybe it's my shoes.
The power and torque from the naturally aspirated engine comes from 5,800 and 4,400 revs respectively, so if you want the top figures, you have to give the drive-by-wire throttle a bit of a push.
The Forester is an elevated vehicle, but body roll is actually minimal. The ride is composed, predictable and direct, even at high speeds.
The steering wheel also gives more feedback than before, and I really like that. Symmetrical all-wheel drive with active torque split gives us the off-road sure-footedness that we're used to in a Subaru, and the on-road grip to match.
Now, I have to say this again, but Subaru has done so much to make sure that this gearbox is one of the best, if not the best of its kind. Yep, it's a lot better than in most cars with a CVT.
Now I know we usually go on about the feel of CVTs.
Jenny particularly doesn't like them, and they can feel weird.
But this one is very efficient, smooth and reassuring. It has a manual mode and it does one of the best jobs in simulating 7 distinctive shifts, but the unnatural continual nature of the CVT does take away from the overall feel just a little.
It's also worth mentioning that the Forester has a brake towing capacity of 1,500 kilograms and unbraked of 750 kilograms.
There are 4 trim levels and I have the second highest called Premium.
It comes with some nice features that make it more appealing to the buyers, but all in all, the most significant changes come in the form of practicality.
There's more space, the boot is more practical, and ergonomics is improved. The elongated wheelbase of 30mm somehow translated to 33mm more legroom in the second row.
The Forester was never bad in this respect, but this one is even better. Actually, someone commented in one of my videos that I look pretty cramped in the back seat, but I do have longer than average legs, so trust me when I say this is pretty good.
There are 498 litres of boot space with the second row up. The boot looks high and flat, which is very nice for easy loading. The height of the boot is used well, as it gave space for a full-size spare wheel under the boot floor.
The boot space is noticeably better than before. It's well measured, wide and practical.
Folding the rear seats is very easy and it gives the same wide, unobstructed practicality in a bigger package. Look, in terms of interior design, the Forester is not a benchmark, but it's a pleasant place to spend time in.
I do like the layout, but with the larger screen phones that we all have these days, I'd like to see manufacturers including designated areas that will fit them.
Especially when you need to have them connect via cable, so as to use offered apps like Apple CarPlay.
You can see that this phone is just a little too big, especially once the cable's connected.
But despite that, all the other components are easy to use, the screen is large and super bright, and as I mentioned, it comes with Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto and TomTom navigation.
I also love this extra screen on top, so it gives you a lot of important information about the car, but also gives you extra camera angles. So it's something that Subaru offers that not a lot of the big brands do.
Fit and finish are pretty good, with reasonably soft materials and exposed stitching. Climbing up the trim ladder adds far more interior perks, such as heated steering wheel and similar.
The front and rear get 2 USB points each, and the rear has air vents that can be directed. And look at this.
Even the map pockets in the front seat's backrest are not simple bags, but actually practical organisers.
Practical is a great word to describe the Forester.
The latest generation of the eyesight safety system is now standard in all trim levels.
This is a huge plus for Subaru as it includes
Front AEB, active cruise control, speed limiter lane departure warning, lead vehicle alert, pre-collision brake assist and throttle management, brake light recognition, lane sway warning and lane keep assist. All models except the base also get rear AEB.
Other super cool features in this trim include auto vehicle hold, active torque vectoring system, and driver monitoring system with facial recognition that you can use to adjust climate control.
Display settings, seat and mirror adjustments to the ones you used previously, and also to warn you if you become drowsy or distracted.
There's more! The Forester in this trim has those fantastic parking cameras I mentioned earlier, as well as
adaptive driving beam, blind spot monitoring, front view monitor, lane change assist, rear cross traffic alert, side view monitor, and 2 driving modes.
All these translate to a 5-star ANCAP safety rating.
And mind you, there is one more trim level above this one.
Now, the CVT is an easy target for people to complain about, but I think that your average day-to-day driver won't mind. And in fact, I've got friends who prefer a CVT for their family cars.
So, despite the design being similar to the previous one and the lack of engine versatility at the moment,
this all-new Forester is still a substantial step up from the previous model in many key areas.
Prices for the new Forester start at just over $38,000 drive away and go up to $46,000 for the top of the line.
Thanks for watching CarTell TV. So what do you think of the new Forester? Leave your comments below, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the notifications button. I only did that recently, and now I get a message every time we upload a new video. That way you don't miss out. See you soon.